Hello, friends. How are you? How's things? How's life? How's your world? I hope it's all good. I I'm gonna say the thing that I always say, and then I talk for 10 minutes anyway. I don't have anything really to talk about. I haven't done anything, and I think that's part of the reason I don't like. The last few days have been really mentally tough for me, and I don't have a great reason. I mean, there are reasons. There's some family stuff going on. Stuff with Violet, whatever. It's stuff with other people in my family, a distant family, close family. There's been stuff going on, and that's not stuff that I dwell on too much, but it obviously is impactful. But I think a lot of it comes down to I haven't played music in a while, and that's weird. I've played bass every day. I pick it up every day. I play with it every day, every single day. I play bass. Had a great lesson on Monday, that kind of stuff. Um, but I haven't played music for a while with people, and I need to get that situated. Thanksgiving break was good, but I need music. I need to play. So hopefully I can find some time very soon to get together and have some jams or play some songs or do whatever. On top of that, like life has been a little bit weird because Violet's been a very different baby in a lot of ways, and I think we've entered that stage where, not to sound uh, dismissive or like, she's becoming interesting. Interesting. I don't know why I said that wrong. Meaning that she's capable of, like, you can tell she has thoughts and wants and desires now. Whereas when she's a babe, when she's an infant, that's really a muddy. Like, is this instinctual or is this? Now she's having real thoughts and she's having real desires and she's able to spend time on her own and play and she's taking long naps and we're having more kind of freedom to ourselves throughout the day, meaning that like there's longer breaks where she's just experimenting with her toys or she's taking a sleep and I can kind of do whatever and I'm not, you know, that time is not turning into anything productive for me other than doing chores and doing work. And I think that there's a point where doing chores and doing work becomes just so, it's just not what I want to do. But there's also not much else, right? It's not like I can, I've said this, like, it's not like I can come down here and build something. I mean, I could. I could be like, well, it's you deal with it. I'm going to go spend 4 hours in the shop. And I don't work that well like that. We talked about it yesterday, actually, that, I haven't worked in here because I'm the kind of person that when I start on something, like I have a stack of pine that's been sitting here literally for 3 months. It's been sitting, maybe even 4 months. It's been sitting on my table saw, ready to go. This is to build a new shelf to put in the bathroom. I screwed up the last one. I want to rebuild it, retry, redo. And I bought the lumber like 3 or 4 months ago, but I haven't built it yet. And the reason is I'm the kind of person that like, I want to just come down here and build it. And then when it's done, I walk up, I'm done. Like, it might take me 2 hours, it might take me 5 hours. And I want to know that I have the freedom to use those hours as I see fit. And that just doesn't exist when you have an infant. Like I said, it could. I could be that guy who's like, well, she's your problem later and just go live my life. But I'm not that person. I take care of my kid. I co-parent. We are sharing parenting responsibilities, which means I share nap times, I share feedings, I do all the, I do diaper changes, I wake up at night, I'm doing all the things. So it's not like when I have these free moments throughout the day, I can just kind of go do whatever. No, I'm still listening for the baby. I'm still actively participating in parenting. And her, Malia said yesterday, she's like, well, you need to maybe make lists. And that way, if because the thing is, I could build this project in segments if I knew what those segments were in advance. But I very, very rarely build anything in advance, meaning I don't plan. I just build. I just do the thing. And that's always been no matter how many times in my life I've tried to put a plan in place and say, all right, this is what I'm going to build and I'm going to do it this way. It never works out that way. And it ends up frustrating me. And so it's much better for me to just come like, all right, what's the next step? I'll figure it out and I'll build it. And I work way better that way. But as I mentioned. I can't, like, I need to be able to come down here and spend however much time that is. I don't know what that time is. It might be 30 minutes. Maybe the next step is to cut these boards into these size pieces, and that takes 15 minutes. Maybe the next step is build the shelf, and that takes 3 hours. I don't know. I don't know what the step is. And so I think she's right, obviously. Like, if I know, all right, well, this next step is going to take me an hour, and I have an hour and a half, that means I have time to come down here and do it, and I won't be interfering. I need to figure out that process. I'm not good at that process. Maybe on this shelf, this is a bad example because I have built one and I know how I screwed it up and I know how I want to build it again, and I could probably draw it up and come up with dimensions and just start cutting boards. But like with the kitchen island project, I'm just building that. Like, it's just coming together. I kind of drew a rough dimensional, like I knew the overall dimensions and that's about it. The rest is just figuring it out step by step. I need to just do that. I just need to spend the time to figure it out step by step. I'm not good at those things. So I think that part of my being mentally disconnected over the last maybe even couple of weeks is just the fact that we're now getting back some time, meaning that we're not as, it's not every 10 minutes that Violet needs our attention. It's now measured in 30 minutes or 40 minutes or hours. Sometimes she naps for 2 hours, and it's like, what do you do with that time? Obviously, during the day, I'm working. Like, that's what I'm doing with that time. But there are times when that's not the case, especially like the weekends or whatever, where I could be doing something, and I'm kind of not. I'm kind of just waiting. I'm in a holding pattern, waiting for her to wake up, waiting to be a part of that, whatever that is. And music, since last March, or since this March, when I started playing the jazz stuff, has been the reprieve. And I haven't had that reprieve for a little bit now, and I need to fix that problem. It's a problem. I recognize it as a problem right now. I need music, and I need live music. Like, I need more than just me. Like, I haven't been to a concert now in 6 months, 7 months. I need to go see something. I emailed my friend Dennis today and I said, I'll go to an open mic night. I just need to go hear somebody play music live. There's something about live music that is so inspiring and empowering and just important to me, that when it's missing from my life, it doesn't need to be every week. It doesn't need to be every month, but it needs to be a part of my life. And currently it's not at all. Like, the next time I know I'll see live music is next October when we go on the cruise. I'm not aware of any other times between then and now and then that I'll get to go see live music, and that's frustrating. So I'm gonna go cook dinner and play with Violet and put her to bed and read and go to sleep. And that's been like my routine forever now. Maybe there'll be some video games in there, I'm not sure. I downloaded some demos of stuff to play, so might try that. I don't know. What do you guys got going on? I'd love to hear from you. You got questions or thoughts or comments? Put them down below. Appreciate all of that. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate you liking. The subscriptions, I still can't believe that people keep subscribing. Did I really just need to ask for all these years? Like, I never asked. I just said thank you for subscribing. I never asked people to do it. I never mentioned that, oh, the channel is growing and we should keep doing that. And suddenly, when I do that, it happens. And I feel kind of dumb. I've always wanted to be the artist, quote, artist, that makes art and that attracts people and not have to promote myself. But I've recognized that doesn't exist. There's no such thing as that. Like, that's at a level where I'll never be. And, you know, that's at like the top level or artists that just people come to them. Like, and I think even those artists need to promote themselves. But anyway, that's beside the point. Thank you for subscribing. Very much appreciate you. I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We are learning 12 lies to stop telling yourself. Do you lie to yourself? I definitely lie to myself. Number one, I don't have enough yet to be happy. The happiest people aren't the luckiest, and they usually don't have the best of everything. They just make the most of everything that comes their way. The reason so many people give up is because they tend to look at what's missing and how far they have to go instead of what's present and how far they have come. This is one of those situations like every 20 something goes through it where they want what their parents have, but they don't want to put in the time. They want it now. Like even just having an abundance of furniture or televisions or whatever. And it's kind of gross, you know? You look at people in impoverished countries, they're not unhappy because they're impoverished. They're very happy living the way they live. And you could maybe take some lessons from that. Really reflect on that and think about it. Because it's important to be happy with what you have.